With WandaVision finished, it's time to look towards the next installment of the MCU. No, not that yet, but maybe someday. Nope, we're sticking with Disney Plus for another TV show coming in weekly installments, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. BTW, they are doing a great job at naming these TV shows. What do we call a show about Wanda and Vision? What do we call a show about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier? At least they're accurate, and it does focus on what I've always loved, which is the characters. Our titular characters this time are Sam Wilson, the Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie, and Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, played by Sebastian Stan. Following the events of Endgame, with Captain America retiring and passing his shield and the mantle to the Falcon, making Sam Wilson Captain Falcon. No, unfortunately, technically only makes him the new Captain America. It'll do, I guess. So based on the style of these characters and the setup of these trailers, it seems we are getting a much more grounded-based storyline as compared to WandaVision, which is great. It keeps things interesting and different with these Disney Plus shows. Falcon and Winter Soldier is definitely giving me Captain America and the Winter Soldier vibes, and not just because they share half of the same name. But we are no longer fighting with magic and lasers, but back to bullets and explosions with high-tech weaponry, which fits the Falcon and Winter Soldier characters much better. Speaking of our main characters, while they are clearly going to be working together, they have not lost their slightly antagonistic relationship, and are now basically acting like a bitter married couple. Remember, these two are friends because they were each friends with Steve Rogers, but now he's no longer in the picture, which puts them in an awkward and amusing position. Their linchpin is gone, so it's up to them to continue the path he started them on, and it's obvious there are still plenty of growing pains. Sam might have been christened the new Captain America, but those are some big shoes to fill, and I cannot help but wonder if some of Bucky's resentment towards Sam is that he was not chosen to be Captain America's successor. They have both been Captain America in the comics. Or perhaps he does not think Sam is up to the task of being Captain America, because I'm not sure anyone could be Steve Rogers. Sam will have to follow in his predecessor's footsteps, while at the same time charting his own course. Certainly not an easy task for anyone. All that would be a lot to handle, but this is the world of Marvel, and that means it's going to get a lot worse for Sam and Bucky, and that comes primarily at the hands of Helmut Zemo returning, once again played by Daniel Bruhl, and I'm so happy to see him again. Well, he had almost nothing to do with his comic book counterpart. Zemo was a fascinating villain in Civil War, and Bruhl played him fantastically. It was obvious following his capture at the end of Civil War that he would return in some form, and it's great to see him back. And it looks like he will be bringing along something fans felt he was missing, that purple mask. In the comics, the mask is permanently fixed to his face after Zemo got a face full of comic book branded superglue. Yeah, I'm not kidding. While it's great to see him with more of a costume, I do not think Adhesive X will be showing up the MCU. Either way, I'm sure Zemo will be a great villain with another convoluted plan that will keep his enemies guessing until the end. Zemo is not the only foe our heroes will contend with, as casting has revealed that John Walker, played by Wyatt Russell, will also make an appearance. In the comics, Walker is basically evil Captain America. Whereas Captain America represents America at its best, everything it could and should be, Walker is America as it is, meaning he will do whatever his country tells him to do, good and bad. Which is why I think while Steve Rogers has passed the mantle to Sam, the US government in the MCU will make their own Captain America, getting the people on their side while providing them a promise that Captain America will live on. Only unlike Steve Rogers, who fought against them and became a fugitive, Walker will work for them, getting all the popularity and righteousness of Steve Rogers, with none of that pesky moralism getting in the way. I wonder if General Ross, who is still due to appear in Black Widow, will have anything to do with Walker's position. As remember in Infinity War, Ross was still calling for Rogers to be arrested, so he is hardly Steve's biggest fan, and I don't know if even 5 years and killing half of the people in the world and their subsequent return could fix that. Either way, Walker is a wild card who has gone by Super Patriot and US Agent in the comics, and I expect to see him again, especially if Thunderbolt Ross gets his way. There are a few more familiar faces due to pop up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. One of them is Sharon Carter, played by Emily Van Camp, the great niece of Peggy Carter and one half the most awkward kiss in the MCU so far. Last we saw Sharon, she was working for the CIA and was assisting Captain America, so no doubt she'll be acting as a in-government aide for Sam and Bucky. It is also notable that Sharon was among the snapped, so she will probably still be reeling from the changed world and losing those 5 years along with our titular heroes. Someone who was around those 5 years? Iron Man's BFF James Rhodes, played by Don Cheadle. He will most likely play a similar role to Sharon Carter as he works for the Air Force, and could be friend or foe depending on the situation. Civil and Infinity War showed him having a slowly growing rivalry turned friendship with Sam, so it'd be nice to see that expanded upon. Either way, he will also be here to remind people that his show, Armor Wars, is also on its way to Disney+. Due to the success of WandaVision, Disney Plus and the MCU are riding high once again, and I'm looking forward to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, with likely a more grounded world and storyline than the genre-bending WandaVision that preceded it. It's always nice to see the MCU in motion, and with beloved characters coming back with new stories to tell, I will surely be tuning in. Hell, even Batroc the Leaper from Winter Soldier is coming back. Man, you sure are a fun ride, Marvel. Anyway, see you later!